A lot of great things are happening in AEW, and today we got a couple different stories I think we should all kind of talk about. AEW beat the Raw program and key demographics, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, what that really means, what to expect in a couple months. Bray Wyatt joining the Dark Order, and then Kurt Angle and Kenny Omega both talking about the dream match and whether or not it's actually a possibility. So we're going to talk about that in today's video. But kicking things off, we're going to talk about AEW's rating success, because if you guys didn't know, weekly viewership for AEW Dynamite is very, very strong in such a short period of time. They're not even competing with NXT on Wednesday nights, and they're not competing with WWE on Monday nights. But AEW, again, 2 weeks in a row, beats Monday Night Raw in key demographics. Now, it was not a huge win, but it was a win. And of course, I'm listening to fans, and fans are talking about how WWE has Monday Night Raw going up against Monday Night Football. And sure, I understand that it's not a fair comparison, but not everything in the wrestling world has to be a comparison between AEW and WWE, especially when it comes to television ratings. And there's a major reason why. AEW beat Raw in key demographic, and people are saying this is not a fair comparison because AEW doesn't have competition, but WWE does. Now, the thing is, what we have to look at is the trajectory. We have to look at how AEW has continuously improved in this area and how things will be in a couple months. Now, I know Tony Khan has said that he will not compete with Monday Night Football, therefore we should not expect Dynamite to be on Monday nights. However, if AEW continues to dominate the market, especially with the younger audience, it just shows that AEW is clearly doing something right. And by the looks of it, based on the feedback I get from you guys and my even personal opinions, Monday Night Raw doesn't do enough to draw us in. I'm a huge sports guy. Next week, I have to do a live stream during Monday Night Raw. And I'm contemplating whether or not I even want to do it because guess what? I'd rather watch Monday Night Football. So comparisons aren't necessarily fair, but what this is telling us about AEW's rating success is the fact that AEW continues to elevate their product and they're continuing to gain a younger audience, something that WWE Raw isn't doing. Also, one part of the argument that nobody is making in this situation is, yes, WWE is competing with Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Football. There is a competition there, obviously. But even when Monday Night Football was not on television, WWE's key demographics were not tuning into Monday Night Raw. Nobody seems to mention this, but it's something that we got to discuss because here's the thing. If AEW keeps this up, and they really want to go to a wrestling war, you really want to elevate the wrestling world, you move to Monday nights. That's my question for you guys today. Do you want to see Dynamite eventually move to Monday nights? Because I genuinely believe right now, if they actually made the decision to do so, yeah, AEW would compete with Monday Night Football. Yes, it probably might ruin their ratings a little bit. But you better believe that a Monday Night War would be a lot more competitive for WWE than it was on NXT back when it was on Wednesday nights. And that's why ratings success makes other companies get better. WWE booked Big E to win the championship on Raw, and that was in response to AEW beating them last week. And they're not even on the same night. So, for those who are curious about what this really means, just understand that AEW is doing something really, really good, and they're going to get better and even better and better. And in the next 6 months, I think they completely surpass Raw in total viewership as well. Kurt Angle and Kenny Omega, two of my favorite wrestlers. Kurt Angle, obviously, being one of the greatest, very legendary. Kenny Omega, one of the GOATs. Everybody would love to see this matchup. Kenny Omega was praising Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle responded, put it on Instagram. But, here's the thing. Kurt Angle's retired. And if you guys missed it, on this channel, I made a video. And on this video, I talked about Kurt Angle turning down AEW. He actually mentioned turning down AEW. But when I see Kurt Angle acknowledge Kenny Omega, and I see Kenny Omega acknowledge Kurt Angle, that might be the spark that we need to get Kurt Angle back in the ring. I know as of right now, Kurt Angle says no, but But at some point, one has to really wonder if Kurt Angle will ever come to AEW and have this dream match with Kenny Omega. See, the beauty of AEW is they don't need to sign Kurt Angle to a 10-year contract. They don't even need to sign him to a 1-year contract. AEW is a little bit more flexible. If AEW really wants to pull this off, if Kenny Omega really wants this match, and Kurt Angle really wants this match, you can do this match. There doesn't have to be a title on the line. It can happen on a pay-per-view. It can happen on a Dynamite. One-time appearance for Kurt Angle. But I think we need this match. Two different eras of wrestling. Both of them really, really awesome talent. Both of them would have loved to see this match happen. And with the power of social media, you never know. So if you guys want to see Kurt Angle and Kenny Omega, you guys might want to go tell Kurt Angle and Kenny Omega to make this thing happen, because I think I want this to happen. Actually, I know for a fact I want this to happen. So just think about it. All right, guys, Bray Wyatt joining the Dark Order. There's a lot of talk about this. There's a lot of talk about Bray Wyatt coming to AEW Grand Slam. You might sit there and say, Ango, how is that even possible, dude? Like, here's the thing, guys. I talked about this in another video. So if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel by now, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I'm going to highly encourage it. This way you don't miss videos. I explained in that video. In fact, I'm probably going to put up a video card somewhere. I explained in that video how it can all happen with the blessings of WWE. But now there are very strong rumors that Bray Wyatt joining the Dark Order is actually not impossible. In fact, it seems a little bit more probable. And that is the reason why we are getting this storyline of the Dark Order splitting up. There's a lot of tension in the group. And it looks like at this point that the Dark Order may actually end up splitting up, which would make room for Bray Wyatt joining the Dark Order. Now, what would the Dark Order look like with Bray Wyatt as its leader? I think a little bit of a darker stable. Would it be a parody? I don't know. This is one of the things I really don't understand about Bray Wyatt, because I think he can literally do any character. I mean, hell, I didn't even think Brody Lee, when he was in a suit and he was kind of doing a parody of Vince McMahon, at first I didn't get it because I wasn't conditioned to believe that he can pull off that character. But good golly gosh, Brody Lee, when he was the leader of Dark Order, that was some of the most amazing stuff I've seen on AEW. And I was extremely excited about it. And it's just, Bray Wyatt coming in, being the leader of Dark Order. I think now I'm starting to, despite the fact I was totally against this, now that there's actually talks of it happening, it makes a lot of sense. And guys, the good thing about this, there's so much real life pizzazz you can add to this. There's a little bit more ingredients to this. There's something about this that could really work because you incorporate real life elements. Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda. I think we truly see different versions of Bray Wyatt. The new version of The Fiend. The new version of Wyndham Rotunda. The beauty is, if this does in fact happen at AEW Grand Slam, all eyes are on the product. If this does not happen at Grand Slam, you might be wondering what's really happening with Bray, and I will say Impact Wrestling is an option. So, lots of interesting stuff. But I want to know what you guys think, so drop a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, join the Discord server, all of that good stuff. Support the channel. Your love for this channel is appreciated.